Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to this week's episode. I'm Shafina here with the lovely Naseem. Today's topic is single mothers and single women. Where do we even start?
Huge, huge topic. Huge, huge topic. I deal with it daily, every single day. Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm gonna ask. What I mean, I know there's lots of single women out there, and there are single mothers out there. These are two huge topics. We'll try and cover as much as we can. Now, one of the biggest things I will say is a lot. I have people messaging me as well, okay, on my socials, and they'll just say to me, and they will talk about being single and they feel alone. They feel like they've not completed their life and they just feel like there's nothing else to do. However, I'm very much on the journey, especially within myself, that actually there's so much that you can do being single. Being married is not the ultimate thing that's going to complete you. That's the thing, right?
Well, obviously, I mean, as a matchmaker, that's, you know, a need
Yeah.
in terms of having a companion. But you have to work on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's timing. The timing will happen when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decides. So in the interim, to make like your life full and live every day, live life. Just before we started the podcast, we were talking about
Yeah.
how much love we give ourselves and how much care we give ourselves.
Yeah.
And it's something that I've neglected for a long time as well. So in the last year, gym most days, healthy eating, and giving myself some time, whether it's just reading a book or going for a walk or switching myself off or jumping down, for playing badminton with the gang, whatever,
Yeah.
living life. Really important, working on my charity things for me, really important. So I think that, whenever you're busy out there, doesn't matter what you're like, what's going on in your life, it's really important to have that aspect of it. Yes, you can get busy. For example, if you're married, kids, husband, yes, that takes up time. And
Mhm.
obviously, for a single mom or a single person, she has that extra time. So, yeah, what's your opinion on it? How can a single woman, what's the vision you think there should be?
Well, firstly, I will say that for single women out there, for all of us out there, I guess we're always thinking that, you know what, we want to be loved by someone and that will be complete, and then we'll wait until someone comes into our life. I mean, I guess this was my mindset before I travel the world, and I want to do everything with my husband, or and all these things, and you think you're going to wait for that time. I'm here to share with you that if you're going to wait for this person to come into your life or whatever for that timing, you're going to be waiting a long time. You're going to miss out on a lot of opportunities that you could have just given yourself. Like, if the biggest advice I could give anyone is just do not wait for anyone to give you that life. If you're thinking about it, you're probably more than capable of giving that life to yourself. Trust me, when time comes, I'm sure you'll have plenty of more traveling and things to do when you have your spouse, inshallah. We want everyone to, inshallah, find their partners. However, it's don't wait for that time because you don't know when it's written for you. When it's actually written for you to actually be with the person that you're meant to be with. You know, if we think about it, I mean, right now I'm reading this book. I'm reading this book here, and it's about Khadija, right? Different story. I'm still learning. It's Ramadan. I'm trying to educate myself and um different things, but what I know is timing is different. Her story is totally different. So if another thing as well, these stories are there, they're real, and they're there as examples. Okay, they're there as examples. So if you're thinking I'm a single mother, no one's gonna have me, this and that. I mean, like, come on, there's examples everywhere, and they're there to teach us, to show us that actually these things are okay. You can eventually get married again, even if you're a single mom. Eventually, you will find someone. It may not be at this age, but it could be later on. However, I do feel you can definitely give those experiences to yourself. We were just discussing, there are communities out there that do all girl events. I've seen
Yeah,
little like girl communities. I've
yeah,
even Yeah, I mean, many years ago, I met one of my really good friends. Blessed, I've known her for a long time. We met at it was like a daytimer event, all girls, thing, and she was totally, I won't go into her story, but she was totally on her own. She had nobody, and we connected and become really good friends all these years later, still together. um so it's about getting yourself out there, going to all these girls events, and there's so much more now. There's holiday package events, like women,
Yeah.
they travel together, and you can have so much fun, probably more fun with a woman, to be honest, because we understand each other.
Hmm.
you know I think as we get older, we're thinking men just don't understand. Like, I'm just speaking from, and that's normal. We all have our pros. I don't want to say pros and cons, but we all have things that we're better at.
Yeah.
Men are better like
And
this, women are better.
it's a double-edged sword as well. So for me,
Yeah.
speaking, sort of coaching, guiding someone through a coaching before they meet their match,
Mm,
if their life is not full, if there's lots of stuff not going on in their life, what do they actually then talk about? Does that make sense? So if you haven't been, say, oh, I was up to this, I went off to do this tennis match, or on the weekend I've got um, plans with my siblings, and I'm going to be doing this, and a few months time I've got this and that planned. After Eid I've got this planned. So having something to look forward to every day, having something planned, having a focus that's going to better yourself every day. And you know what, things will unravel. We were talking about that as well just before we clicked on. There's so many things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just opened so many doors. So having that positivity and that mindset, like there's so many things, that talking about, like single women being friends, finding other single women, that's like one of the core things you can do. And with Mother's Day just going past, you can, single women can celebrate their moms, can celebrate a mother figure. Like, it's not putting all the focus on yourself. You still can get enjoyment. Like with me, I get much more enjoyment if I gift someone than I buy something for myself. It's just chuck it in the basket. But if I'm thinking, oh, what can I get this person? What would they like? And what's their favorite color? And like even as Eid coming up, you're doing all these gifts, thinking, who do I need to buy for? All this kind of stuff. It's much more enjoyable to gift someone than it is to get something for yourself. And all of this is just giving. From the Islamic perspective, your heart feels better when you give, whether that's your time, volunteering, getting involved in some really good projects, whether it's posting on yourself, on your health, whether it's spending time with other women, but planning something and having a goal and thinking, this time next year, I'm going to be here, you know? But if you can't visualize it and you don't see it, you will be stuck in that position. And I understand that, we're human, the loneliness will kick in from time to time, and allow those feelings to wash over yourself, allow to accept that. You can't ignore them. But at the
mm,
same time, you are able to then, tomorrow's another day, think, right, okay, what can I do today to change things for me? Like, what can I do? What can I do to make today better? I don't know what you think about
100%. I will say, not every day is gonna, you're not gonna be going like, yeah, this is great, and then this is great, and this is great. You're gonna have your down days. I mean, even I myself do. We were just discussing, I had a bit of a thing, and you have these thoughts and you do question things, but this is part of life, and this is part of the journey. Remember, this life also is not perfect. It's never meant to be perfect. You ask, like, sometimes you're praying and you ask God for strength, and he puts you in a situation where you have no choice but to develop strength.
it. Hmm.
So if you see it, that you see things as a blessing. So if right now you're thinking, oh, I wanted this and I wanted this and I want, I need help and I want to be strong enough to deal with it. And if you question and think about it, what did I just go through?
Yeah.
Actually, that situation I just went through developed strength for me. It developed courage. It made me become independent. For the single moms out there, you've gone through things. There's always different stories and different situations. Please don't ever see it as like, I mean, I personally come from a situation where, there was a single mom, my mom was single, and we turned out okay. She did the best that she could do. And even now, I guess I'll speak about my mom, mashallah, she's still like, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. And it's inspirational that no matter what age you're at, like, always have something to do and keep yourself busy. Because the other thing is as well, it can affect your mental health if you've gone through situations, or if you're overthinking, I'm single, I'm waiting for this, no one loves me, or I'm not going to find a partner. Remember, mindset and you got to change that mindset a little bit, right? Work on that. But when you keep yourself busy, those, you don't have time for those kind of thoughts. You really don't. And when you're going about your way, you know, whether you join these groups to travel or you're doing volunteering, you're giving back, I'll go into that in just a second, you're going to connect with different people and meet people
Yeah, for sure.
that are that are going to be like-minded with you.
Yeah,
And you
definitely.
don't know who you're going to meet as well. Obviously, you've got matchmaking, personal match here as well, but you also don't know who you're going to connect with out there. So if you just stay in your room and you know be upset and you're waiting, you're definitely not going to meet anyone. You're not going to connect with anyone, and then your your mind will start thinking negative things. Shaitan will get in there,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah. If
which
you're
will make it worse. Which
alone and idle, for sure. What's your
yeah,
thoughts on having an accountability partner? So if you are somebody who you meet someone as single sister, or meet a new friend, and basically you become that support network for each other. If you've got a down day, you've got someone that's going to pick you up. Maybe you're having a good day and they're having a down day, they pick you up. So
mm,
if you have that support system, I think that's really important. If you're out with that support system, exactly as I was saying to you, I was messaging a friend and she doesn't have a support system.
mm,
And she is a single girl, and she does want to get married, but it's definitely about and I sent her that link I was telling you about for the ladies group, and to like at least join and see what's going on with them, and then inshallah from there she's got, I love to go with her. She's like, come with me. When I would love to go. We're on day 12 on Ramadan. I said, it's already flying by. I'm not doing enough in my deen that I want to be doing. So I think that, yeah, I have to knuckle down. So I really do. Any time that I can get out, like, if I've got cancellation or something's not going on, I sit down with my Quran, or, I listen to my Seerah, and, I try and get myself to Tarawih. I missed one Tarawih one day. I got so upset. I couldn't make it one night, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm only going to do 29 this year. Like, I wanted to do every single day, but alhamdulillah, it's fine. It's happened. Inshallah ta'ala, Allah ta'ala will accept. But no, having that plan and having that accountability partner, I think it's fundamental, especially if you're feeling a bit weak and you're feeling a bit down. Someone else picking you up some kind words. You don't know how many stories have you heard someone say, I was homeless and I was at the side of the road and this and this and this, and this person helped me, and look where I am now, like married with kids, my own home, great job. It just took that one person to change that, but that was the day that person's life changed. So it's so important, I think.
100%. I'm just thinking about, I have a couple people that I can, there's definitely one friend that I have, and she is my go-to about everything. And there are times when I'll pick up the phone and I can hear in her voice and I say, hey, what's up? And she feels that she can lean on me. So we kind of lean on each other. There is that time. Sometimes we're both high, sometimes we're a bit down, but if her, I always feel like, no, let me listen to her, and vice versa. So it's really important to have that to have that person. It's definitely accountability buddy or somebody that you can chat to. But the thing is, a lot of people don't have that, and they're like, I don't have anyone. I've never had those friends and cliques. I don't know about you, but I moved around a lot growing up, and I'm still on this journey of moving around. So for me, I've never had that. Oh, we grew up together and stayed together forever, and
Mhm,
that's okay. I'm sharing this because that's totally normal.
mhm,
Not everyone has where they stayed in the same city their whole life and had this whole community. However, it's never too late to go create that for yourself, to
mhm,
go find those friends, because if you're in that situation, chances are there's someone else in a very similar situation looking for that girl that they connect with. They can have that little bestie or, that kind of stuff. It's never too late for that. It's not like a thing that just stays at one age. You can create that later on in life. Like I said, like my mom, she's on some missions and she's working on certain career paths that she wants for herself. And I'm like, you know what, go for it. And it's inspirational.
mhm,
um so yeah, and then along your journey, like really got to trust the timing
mhm.
that Allah has given, and said, everyone's path is different.
Yeah.
You're not going to be I don't know, engaged by 25 and then married by 26 and then have a kid by 20, oh whatever, whatever we think it's supposed to be.
Mhm,
If we look at the examples, like going back to history, now that I'm like trying to educate myself a bit more, I don't know everything, but we're learning, right? Every Ramadan we try and learn more, whichever way. Those are examples showing us
mhm,
that actually there is no set age for anything.
mhm, mhm. No.
There's a journey, there's a path, and everyone's journey is different.
Mm, yeah.
And you won't be judged on that. You're not going to be judged. Why are you single? for this long, you know, like
And if people are judging, you just have to learn to ignore because there will be people who will judge you, unfortunately. There'll be friends and family who do, or, and I hear it from all when people that apply with me, they're like, oh, I hate going to weddings because every wedding you've got the aunties going, why are you still single? Why are you not married yet? And they're like, like I have to listen to this every wedding I go to.
bless.
So I can understand the frustration because that's not easy to listen to that every single wedding you go to.
No, that's yeah, I'm sure. But that's the thing. So you're the other girls out there that are probably going through the same thing that you can make friends with and relate to,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
and together you can support each other and remind each other actually it's okay. We're on this journey, working on ourselves. The volunteering, giving back, that's one thing I was going to mention. So I'm very much like you, Naseem, like, when I like to surprise people. And if it's their birthday or something, if it's someone close to me, I really like to I just go a little bit extra sometimes or wherever I can. If I can, I did a baby shower for my uh, you know, not for my niece, but for my
What
sister.
month is your birthday again?
My birthday's in October.
All right, you're an October girl. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if it's a thing, but I'm a Libra. So
Right.
just um but yeah, anyway, like so I like to
School days, isn't it? Whenever back in the day when you used to read your horoscope, like yeah, obviously that's a long time ago, and obviously we you just don't do that. It's just
yeah, I mean, there are some things that I feel like, I mean, that's another topic altogether, because obviously things are related on the moon, and I think like Islam is basically the moon calendar. So sometimes I think there are some interesting traits I don't have time to look into it, I don't really look into it, but I'm like, yeah, I'm a Libra girl, it's fine. It's like little crew, and I tend to connect with other women, and when I find out their thing, because there's other women out there going through situations I meet on social media, I'm like, what's that? What are you? She's, I'm a Libra. And I was like, no wonder, like we have a similarity. It's
yeah,
it's fun. It's another way to connect with other
yeah,
women similar to yourself. So you just take it lightly, right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
the other thing as well. So yeah, and it's okay to talk about how you feel as well.
Mhm,
Sometimes you think, oh, I don't want to say how I'm feeling and I feel lonely or whatever, because having open up with other women that I talk to and friends, everyone goes through similar thoughts.
mhm,
And it's so nice when you can actually open up and be like, yeah, you know what, I feel like this. And then they've even suggested, hey, let's do a spa day together. Because
mhm,
sometimes in our head, we think we're going to spa day with our partner, husband, one day. And girl, you need to go do these things now. Go do it with your girlfriends. If you like going for, I don't know, a long walk, or for example, yesterday, I took a bit of a chill day and I sat with this book and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to just give myself time, whatever it is that you want to do, and don't feel guilty for it. Shout out to my single moms out there. I Mom guilt is a thing, right? They feel,
mhm.
yeah. I mean, I'm not a mom obviously, but I had my niece for 3 days last week. I understand you guys don't have time to do much. It's a full on, mashallah, she's 5 months now. um but you can still do things. For example, I'll just say, like, I had a meeting in London and I do my acting work, right? So while she was sleeping, I got ready, had the rollers in my hair, doing my makeup and everything, and I felt like a mom. It was really cool. I loaded up my car with her in the car seat, and I was like, okay, so if I was to be a mom, inshallah, one day, I and if I don't know, not that I'm putting out there, but I was on my own, like looking after my niece, right? I just thought I could do this. I can manage this. I can do my work. And it's not just about the baby.
Mhm, mhm,
Sometimes moms, they give all their time to the child and they forget who they are. They forget to look after themselves. They don't eat properly. They don't, sleep is a thing. It's a funny thing when you're a mom, I guess. But they don't, for example, go enjoy time just with you and your friends.
mhm,
Go for the coffee with your friend, and if you can, like, leave the baby with someone else or something. So, or take the baby with you. Like, don't forget to do these things.
mhm, mhm.
Don't give up your life as well.
I remember years ago you were talking about the baby thing. I used to work in a newsagent.
Hmm.
Yes, and it's very very long time ago. And so a lady came with her baby in the pram, and the pram was outside. And so she came for her groceries and things. And then I'm looking out the door, like 15, 20 minutes, the pram's still there. I'm like, I wonder if she might still be shopping or she might still be around. An hour later, the baby's still sleeping in the pram outside. And I was like beginning to panic, and I'm looking inside the pram, the baby's still there. So I brought the baby in. I'm like, where's this mom? She'd gone home. And I think it was about 3 hours later. I didn't know like who she was, or I said, I hope she remembers she came here to come back for this baby. And then I'm like having fun with this baby. I'm like, "Hi, I'm your new friend till your mom comes back." And she's like playing, and obviously I'm like, "What we're gonna do?" So like I'm feeding her milky buttons. I'm like, "Your mom, honestly, your mom's not gonna be long. She just went to get something she forgot." And I'm thinking, how can you forget about your baby? She forgot about a baby. 3 hours later, she went, I was sitting in there having my coffee, and I'm thinking, I'm missing something. So she forgot her baby. Can you believe it?
Um, you know what? That's one way of extreme ways to do things. I will
Can you
say,
believe that? I still remember that to this day. That how can
oh
you
my
leave your
God,
baby for 3 hours?
please. I mean, I will say that apparently this is a thing. This is a thing as well. Just speaking from what my mom has told me, she kind of forgot about one of us one time. It happened, it happened, and then one time she was like, "What's that noise?" "Oh yeah, I've got a baby." Like so. She forgot about that, and I think one time somebody was left somewhere, so it can happen. And I remember one time, I think she forgot to pick me up from the masjid.
All right.
I was probably like 5 years old. I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember the full story, but she forgot about me. Forgot, I need to be picked up and come home. So I guess this happens. And you know what? I'm living with my mom, and when I was looking after my niece, I was thinking, you know what? My mom lost sleep. My mom lost a lot of sleep, and I probably screamed and this and that. And I've been just apologizing to her. I'm like, I'm so sorry, mom. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. She's like, what are you sorry about? I'm like, I'm so sorry. Because obviously I realized for 3 days straight, just spending that time day and night. Obviously it's so beautiful to do, and I can't wait to do it again. That moms go through so much. You have baby brain, you forget things, and it's okay. And but this is the thing, this is the why you have to really look after yourself and reward yourself, because you do such a good job being a mom. It's not an easy job whatsoever. And I know we've gone on to.
But enjoying your baby though, enjoying your childhood, enjoying your children,
Yeah,
having time with them, watching them learn and grow, like that's so special. That's
yeah,
so, so special. So just bonding with your child as well. So all these other things for you, but then enjoy being a mom, enjoy having them around, enjoy
yeah,
teaching them, enjoy learning with them, enjoy like learning, teaching them duas and different things, like just anything that you want to do that you want them to be, as an adult. What do you want them to be? Because everybody is a product of their environment, right? So if you create that environment for your child, you don't know what. I was speaking to somebody the other day, then he's like, oh, I want my child to be president. I'm like, right, okay. I wouldn't talk about that in the first meeting with your match, right? Don't talk about because, but I do. I want my children to go all the way. I want them to be anything they want to be. I mean, that's a brilliant way of thinking. But yeah, don't scare the person the first time you speak to them. That's all I'll say. Just small tip.
expectations much. Oh no,
Yeah.
that's so funny. No, but this is the thing as well. So the other thing I was gonna say to single mothers, just after you saying that, is just okay, if you're thinking about yourself, and or even the single women, you're thinking, oh yeah, I'm waiting for someone to do this and that. Now, if you had a daughter, or if you've got a daughter already, if you were to have a daughter, what would you say to her?
Mhm.
Would you tell her to wait for her Prince Charming to do everything in life? Or would you say, girl, daughter, my sweetheart, my baby, my darling, I want you to fly. I want you to take yourself out for dinner. I want you to, go catch up coffee with your friends. I want you to create a hobby and excel in that. I want you to start your own business. I mean, I'm just whatever it is. You would tell her those things, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't say, nope, you
We
just,
forget to do it for ourselves. We forget to do it for ourselves.
yeah. And this is the thing. So if I, one of these things, I went to a conference one time, and the one was saying, don't say things to you that you wouldn't say to a 5-year-old girl.
Yeah, yeah.
You wouldn't tell her, oh, wait. You'll be complete when you're married.
Yeah,
You just wouldn't say that.
yeah, yeah,
So why are we saying it to ourselves?
yeah, yeah. But yeah, on that note, sadly, I'm having to shoot off. We've run out of time. It's been
Yeah.
a really, really great episode today, Shafina. So thank you for joining. And to all the single moms listening, all the single ladies listening, get out there, live life, get an accountability partner, get doing things, make a plan, stick to your plan. Day by day, week by week, you'll find yourself, your internal strength getting stronger. And that energy, when it shines, that energy will attract your partner for sure. When people speak to me, they're like, oh, I want to meet her again. She was so vibrant. She was so happy. She's got so much going on in her life. She was so interesting. Be that person for sure. That's what I would say.
I love this. I love this episode. Yeah, cool.
Okay, okay. So we will be back again next time, inshallah, on Tuesday again. So thank you for joining us for our Single Lady, Single Mom episode today. And we'll see you next time on Tuesday. Assalamu alaikum.
Inshallah. Assalamu Thank you so much for taking the time out to listen to this podcast. If you found this beneficial, give this video a like and hit the subscribe button to be notified for the next episode.